Hey everyone, thank you for watching this tutorial video. We are going to cover chapter 14, Powershell modules. So let's get started. Again, click on the link in the description. There was a document created by Goalkicker and the Stack Overflow community. Thank them. And yeah, I'm just using this as a reference. So we're on chapter 14 and we're going to cover it. Let's see here. So first, a module manifest. A module manifest is, imagine as just information about the module, right? Just a little manifest or a document that talks about the module, talks about variables in the module, talks about modules you're going to import. It's just about the module, okay? So to create a module manifest, there's actually a function, and it's going to be the right here, the new module manifest function. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do that. All right, so swap this one and let's do new module manifest. Okay, and we want to specify the path is going to be let's call it Mandalorian. I've been on a Mandalorian binge, so we'll do that. And we're going to do root module is going to be mandalorian.psm1. Okay? So actually do this. Okay, now the file shows up. Okay, so as you can see, the manifest was created, and it identifies that the root module is already there. So because I specified it, and the module version is 1.0. There's a GUID author, and a lot of stuff that you can choose to comment in and fill out. Functions to export. This is going to be. It's recommended to specify that for performance purposes, to manually specify that, and just instead of just doing an asterisk and just importing everything. Variables, commandlets, so a lot of things you can manage just from this manifest file. Okay. Now you have this manifest file. We want to. We needed that other file, so we're going to call it mandalorian.psm1. Okay. All right. So in this Mandalorian PSM file, we have that generated. Let's go back to the documentation and let's follow down further. So we've already kind of completed the first step of making a manifest file, and that PSM1 file is exactly like a PowerShell file. You can literally, well, for most times, just take a PowerShell file, rename it PSM1, and it works because PSM files are just functions, right? Okay, so let's do a simple module example. Function add, commandlet binding. So we'll add this. Okay, and then we'll do export module members function add. So let's go ahead and do something like that, and we'll add it, right? And it's not going to work because we didn't import the module. So let's import module Mandalorian PSD1, and we do force. The reason I do force is you're basically forcing it to refresh. If you don't do force and the module already exists, then it won't import it. Simple as that. So force just causes it to force a refresh of importing that module. Otherwise, if you don't have it, then it won't import, and you'll run into a case where why is this module that I modified not working? So let's do, let's test out add. So how does this look? It's a parameter, it wants an X, it wants a Y. That's pretty much it. Okay, so let's do add 5 and 10, 15. Did you guys get that? So let's break down that function. Okay, so first, you guys know what a function is from our last chapter, so we're just going to specify the module name add. The parameter for providing is this, and this, and then we're going to do this, x plus y, and then we will return it, which is right there. Okay? Pretty simple. The export module member will just export that function add. You don't actually have to include this, but it just kind of, you're basically controlling what you want to export. Here's an example. You might have multiple modules and you want to only export certain ones. And some functions are actually used for that module, but not really used for the intent of, you want to, you know, not have the user see that particular function. Okay? Let's see. All right. So now that we added this function, looks pretty good. Let's add our own function. But let me actually continue through the guide and let's continue through the guide and then we're going to make our own custom module. Okay. Let's do exporting a variable from a module. So, okay, so you can also export variables from the module. So export first name, Bob, and let's include that here as well. So, let's make a variable here. First name equals Bob. Okay, variable, first name. So right here, did you see something? So first we're going to make that variable Bob, right? So first name now has Bob. But export module member variable first name, you don't put the parentheses there, okay? This is very similar to get variable. So let me show you an example. First name, I'm sorry, we already have that first name. We have Bob. Get variable first name. You also have Bob. You see that? So when we export module variable name, you don't, it's almost like it expects something like that. This will also work. Well, it's within the module, so we have to import it first. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's find it. Push up, 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 up till we find it. Okay, we imported it, and we'll do first name, Bob. Does that make sense? Let's just so you know, we'll call it we'll do Grogu. Save it. Import that module again. First name Grogu. Does that make sense? So you can import variables into your script from a module. Okay? So now you can remove all those variables you have in your script, put in a module, and then do an import from here, and it will inject it into your script. Okay, when you import that module. Structuring PowerShell module. So we want to do this structure, okay? You want to first have the module. This is going to be your module name. Then you want to include the PSM, the PSM1 file. That's the manifest. Okay, that's the manifest. The actual module is going to be here, which is a PSD. I'm sorry. I'm wrong, guys. So, this is actually the manifest. PSD files are the manifest, sorry. PSM1 files are the modules, and we can do a loop to import every single PowerShell file. We're just going to import anything with the PS1 inside the functions table. So you can have multiple function folders and do a lot of things like that, but this would be very helpful. So you can kind of split your functions and put a module and name each PowerShell file, something like that. I'll show you, we'll do a real life example. Inside your my cool module PSM1 file, you could insert the following code: get child item dash path PowerShell script root / functions, and then for each object dash process, you want to do a .code execution, and then run that PowerShell item. Full name references the path. Okay? Does that make sense? So let's make that folder real quick. Let's make a folder, and we'll call this functions. And we'll make a new file called get how about shipmates? Let's do shipmates. All right, now we're going to do function get shipmates, which is the same name as the file. And you want to follow this format. Whatever you name the file, you name the function, and you kind of have a file for every function. Get function, get shipmates, and then we're going to say, let's do commandlet binding. Open and close parentheses. You always want to use this so you can leverage the commandlets. And param is going to be first, we want to do a string. We want to say this string is going to be, actually, we're not going to do any parameters on this one. This one's just a get statement. So we'll just return, and we'll build the inventory. We'll do an array. Shipmates equals, and we're going to do array. Mandalorian, and we'll do Grogu as other shipmate. Okay. Return shipmates. Okay. Now to test it, I'm just going to do it right here just to see if it works. Okay. So it does work. Perfect. And we're done there. We are done. So we're going to do get shipmates. Okay. Now in the PSM file, we're actually going to remove all this, and we're going to copy this script. Okay. And this is going to get child for the path, the PowerShell script root, and then the functions. And then we're going to pipe it. And then we're going to do for each object, we're then going to do something like this. Does that make sense? So again, we're going to get the child items, which is going to get the list of folders inside the function column. So if I do get child item dash path, and I do functions, that's the child items. So that's going to be the list. Then we want to do for each of objects inside this directory, I want to dot source it. This dot source right here will run the code only for that session. So when you close everything, it goes away. So you want to run this code, and what that code does is it basically injects this PowerShell function. It basically just injects it into your script as if you were to run it inside your script. PS item.fullname is, if you look here, and if I was to do this and I put in parentheses and I do, let's see, something like that, and then I want to get the first item, so I'll do this, right? And then I'll do name, get shipmate. Let's do a full list. So this is going to be all the stuff I can get, right? And full name, where's full name? Let's do star, which is even more stuff. Full name is the path, okay? So it gets the path. Does that make sense? Because if you're dot sourcing, you got to specify the path. So, okay. So what's this going to do? It's going to iterate through that function folder. So it's going to, first we're going to get that folder. Then we're going to, for each object, which is the loop, we're going to loop and iterate through all the folders here. And then from there, we have a full name. Okay, of every single item in that list. So let's save this. Let's, just to know that it's working, I'm going to put another person. Bob. Okay, let's import module and force it. let's do get shipmates. Mandalorian, Grogu, and Bob. Does that make sense? So we are importing every single function in there. Isn't that cool? If you haven't used functions, that's pretty cool, right? Imagine now you have your little folders of little scriptlets, and you're importing it, and not having just folders of scripts here. Here, you're actually building modules you can import and use later. Location of modules. So the environment PS module path. So if you do env.ps module path, that's the path. Wish it didn't do like that, but there it is. The path right here. So it's just going to go it on first down, and if it finds that particular script, it will run it and stop. Pretty simple, just top down. So if you have a folder in front of that particular module where you edited the module, so if you have a module in one path, but it's maybe 3 lines down, and then you have the same module in the folder before it, you might be importing something that you're not really using. So you might be editing something and you're not really using it. So keep that in mind. And module member visibility. So again, by default, only functions defined in modules are visible outside the modules. In other words, if you define variables and aliases in the module, they won't be available unless you export those module members. Okay? And that's pretty much it for modules. So let's mess around a little bit more, and we'll be done with this particular chapter. So let's do another one. Let's do add shipmate. So let's do this. So we have a shipmates, and we want to add a shipmate. Do new file, add shipmate. PS1. So first we're gonna get shipmates. So let's do a set shipmate too. Yeah, set shipmate. PS1. So instead of getting a shipmate, first we want to set the shipmate, and then we want to specify a script variable, and we'll call this shipmates. Okay. So shipmates, actually we'll just return it here. Okay. What did I do? Script shipmates, turn shipmates. I think we just do this. Okay, and then we're going to set the shipmate. So let me just copy and paste this, and we're just going to change this to set shipmates, and then this one's going to say set script.shipmates equals something like that. Now this parameter, where is it coming from? Well, we gotta provide a parameter, and we'll say shipmates, something like this, right? And we're actually going to specify it needs to be an array. Actually, that's fine. It'll be an array. Okay, so we're expecting it to be an array, so we can kind of control that flow. So let's import first, right, guys? So we got to import the module first with the force to refresh it. We're then going to set shipmates, and we're going to provide an array. You do @ sign, you do open and close parentheses, then you do Mando and Grogu. Okay. Now we're going to get shipmates, and you get Mando Grogu. Let's add a shipmate now. So let's copy it again. We go to add shipmate, and we're going to add a shipmate. So we don't need to provide a parameter. Oh, actually we do, because you're going to be adding one. Person. And let's just specify this is going to be a string. So we only accept one value at a time. Okay. Script dot colon shipmates dot add, and we'll add person. So we're just basically, when you call, let's change this to add, guys. So add shipmate, when you call this, it'll run this function. It's going to expect we need a person to be provided, which will be inserted here. Add is going to add shipmates to the current list already here. It'll append it. Okay. So let's save it. Import, looks good. Get shipmates, nobody in there. We're going to set shipmates, Mando Grogu. We're going to get shipmates. Then we're going to add now mates. So add shipmates, and then we're going to type a name, Bob. And it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Add with one argument, collection was of a fixed size. Parameter string person. Script.add scriptmates dot add. Let's try. Let's try just plus equals script shipmates plus person. Let's try that. Let's try that. Import module, set shipmate, get shipmate, add shipmate, get shipmates again, and Bob's in the list. Okay? And just for fun, we'll add another one. Let's add another one. We'll call this get slogan PS1. And then we'll do another one. Get slogan function here. And we're going to get, we'll do a write, no, I'll say return. This is the way. Yeah, return. This is the way. Let's see if that works. Let's play attribute, commandlet bindings. It's probably because I have no params. Okay, let's try again. Import and get slogan. Oh, you see what I did here? You guys probably saw it before I did. Get slogan. Let's fix that function. We got to put the right name. Okay. One more time. Let's import that module and get slogan. This is the way. All right, let's package this up and put it into one of the folders. So let's see what we have here. So let's do path equals ps environment ps module path. Well, actually, it's split. Let's do this. Let's do split. Oh, actually, environment ps module path. Oh, I need the IntelliSense. Split by semicolon, maybe. Okay, and then we want the 0. Oh, will that work? Yeah. So path equals something like that. Okay, perfect. Actually, we'll call it a destination path. Okay. Now, what are we gonna do, guys? We're gonna copy this. So, copy item. Man, can't see anything. Copy item path. We'll do the current path, and we'll say destination is destination path. We want to recurse, and we want to force. Okay, so we use this. Did that work? ls path. Okay, cd path. There we go. So now let's do remove module. Let's do get module first. Where's mandalorian? There it is. So it's there. Remove module mandalorian. Okay, it's not in there anymore. Let's import module mandalorian. Okay, no modules found. That was called mandalorian. Let's rename that. Mandalorian. Let's try again. And there we go. The folder wasn't named right because I named it chapter 14 modules, but it now works. So did you guys get that? Get slogan. Awesome. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope this was helpful. You now know how to build modules, and hopefully you'll integrate it into your workflows and your daily PowerShell scripting flows. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It lets me know that you like the stuff. So thank you, everyone, and stay safe.